To see examples of what we talked about on this episode, along with further information, go to bunchofdorks.com.
Welcome, everyone, to
Two Dimension Podcast,
the comic book podcast
With No Direction. Two-dimension. Two-dimension. Everybody, you know that song, you know this voice. It's your boy Rook. Joining me as always is the man with the plan. It's Mr. Don Moore.
Hello, everybody.
Hi there.
And our guest this evening, coming to us about Shockheaded Peter, it's Giuseppe Sabre Di Stefano. Joe,
Here
welcome
I
to
am.
the show.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
We were having fun talking off mic before we got recording, and you're talking about, well, my English isn't very good. Your English is fantastic, man.
No, it's just I'm mocking your languages. I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize.
I'm trying to speak in a proper English, but I fail. And we will find out when we will ask some serious question. You will find out that it's pretty tough to talk your languages.
No, absolutely not. You're doing fantastic.
Thank you.
Joe, I got to ask.
Yeah.
I open up this book and I see this amazing work of Shockheaded Peter.
Thank you.
Tell the audience how you got involved with this project.
The first things that I have to say is the way that I've met Ethan and Jessica, because I think it's very important to know how, I don't know, the stars connect each other. I don't know how to say it, but first thing first, I started studying like a comic school here in Rome. And then I found out that I like to live my life with comics. I don't want to study anymore because I used to study in university like languages. And fun fact, I studied like languages at my university, so English and Spanish. And my English is not that good as it should be. But okay. Anyway, I started studying comics because I said I want to live with that, because I really enjoy the way you can translate some story, some story with figure, with drawing, with something that you can see. And so I started to studying that, and I say, okay, next step will be like searching something, a proper job. So I enter inside of the social media connection that they say I can find some work because I can connect with some scripter that are searching for someone who is a comic drawer. So I said, okay, let's make me my first post and let me put inside my works in there. And and so out of the blue, Jessica and Ethan find me and said, "I really love your way how you draw these people that it's a little bit like serious, and in another way like a cartoonish, okay, cartoonish way. I really love that, and I think it's perfect for Shockheaded Peter." I said, what is Shockheaded Peter? No, but I'm joking. They say, do you want to go inside with this story? Do you come with us? I said, okay, yeah, let's try. They sent to me a test, and they sent me this Bible. It was awesome. It was like a literal Bible. There was inside everything. There was inside every single person, every single character, everything they think about that character, the behavior, the way they image that character. So I start drawing, and I start making a couple of pages, a couple of concept design about these people inside of the story. They say, okay, it's good. We are connected about that. They say like that. It's fine. Your style. So we start making these comics, and I said, okay, maybe it's good for me, because I always looking for something that that is not too serious, like about the style, about the environment, about the concept, but plus you have to say something serious about the situation, the feeling of the people, the behavior of the concept, the character. So I said, maybe mixing together these two stuff, it will create something a little bit new beside the average market in the comics market and comics field there is right now. Okay, so this is how I started with them. So
Is this the first? Am I understanding this is the first comic you actually did?
yeah, this is the first comic that I did that is like more than 10 pages, because a first thing that I've done, I worked for storyboard artists, like a storyboard artist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because here in Italy, if you want to make a comic, you want to work and live with comics. It's not possible. It's literally not possible. It's simply
Really?
not possible. Yeah, because I don't know. Right now, they're starting to realize that comics are something that you can make money out of with. Okay, not in the worst way, in the better way that everyone can enjoy about the art of comics. Is literally a pillar of the art in general, one of the pillar of the art in general, and so they starting to find out that a lot of people can live with that. But when I started, we are talking about like 10 years ago, maybe more, because I started drawing literally when I was a little kid, and I started to figure out that maybe comics is not the best way to say to my parents, hey, Dad, ma'am,
Yeah.
I can't live with something that a little puppets moving around. Okay, so I can draw puppets and I can live with that. So for saying such a things, I have to find something a little bit more serious. So I started studying and trying to enter in the storyboard artist. That is, the field of storyboard artist is very large. You can go to advertising, you can go on cartoon, you can go on movies. And I started there with advertising, ads, and all around the world. It was literally super easy to find, because a lot of people are starting to use internet as ads for their own products. So I remember I used to make a storyboard for people who was literally selling like painting or just a single book of his own life or something like that. And people it was happy to pay someone who make a proper a storyboard about a story about the ads. So I started with that. Then when I go inside of the market, I started to feel, but I like to make to drawing something a little bit more original, to make something more with ink, with color, with a proper story, with a proper. Can I use bad words? Can I say it?
Well, go ahead.
Okay.
Go for it.
With a fucking proper script. Okay. With a little story that is, you have to read it. You say this in this script, in this story, you have yourself, you have your scripter who put in their lives inside of that. So I started to feel like maybe it can be good. It can be. I saved a little money. I started to living here in Rome on my own. I help, of course, my parents. I thanks my parents because they helped me in my dreams. But I started to think about maybe I can go out and make comics. Comics is, as I told you, is something more personal. And I started to search about scripter, because I found out that I can draw comics. The problem is that there you need someone who can actually write. Because you can have your own story that you feel good inside of your head, but when you start writing that, you'll find out that maybe I need someone who studied that shit.
Yeah, that's an issue with a lot of cartoonists. They know how to tell a story, put it down, but they miss a lot of. Not always. Some of them are very good at it, but a lot
Yeah,
of
no,
them
it depends. It
they're
depends.
missing the
I see.
subplots. Yeah,
Yeah. Now,
and
Tony,
they're
tell
missing the
me.
emotion, the
Yeah,
feelings,
yeah,
and
yeah.
the philosophy, the poetry of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I say one example that from you guys from US, I'm really fall in love with the like Smiling Friends is like a cartoon that with the Arthur Swing is coming out like the third season is right now there in the US. I'm falling in love, and here in Italy it didn't came out. I don't know why. I literally don't know why, because I think it's a it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's fantastic. And
Well,
you guys are Smiling Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a cartoon. It's a
Yeah,
cartoon.
I've seen this on HBO. I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
It's good.
I say I'm loving with that. You know why? Because when I was young, I remember when I was 20, 21, 22, when I was on the university, I was on YouTube a lot, and I found out this guy who was making cartoon hand making with the Flash, Adobe Flash. That now is dead, Adobe Flash. Now use like Toon Boom Harmony is a program a app that use for making cartoons, and so I was a lot of that because I love to make cartoons also. By the way, sorry. This
No worries.
parenthesis, sorry. Okay. And I remember it was so awesome. And now is making literally one of the best cartoon that I'm looking right now, beside of Simpson. Like, okay.
Now I
So-
definitely have to check this show out.
Yeah, so of course you have to check out, because I'm struggling that here in Italy didn't come out. I see it in French, in Spanish, and German as a languages, but here in Italy nobody double it. So I'm really, I don't know, I'm pissed off about that.
Yeah, I feel you on that because I watch a lot of various anime,
Yeah.
and my Japanese is so weak. I can't.
No, me
I
too.
have to watch it. I have to watch it dubbed or
Double it,
subtitled.
yeah.
There's just no way I can watch it otherwise.
No, me too. I have just a few anime because I'm not so much in the. This is a point for you guys in US, because I'm literally fall in love with all of your cartoon stuff and comic stuff. I'm not into Japanese stuff. Not like I dislike everything is coming out of Japan. Of course not, because I have a lot of anime and manga that I really love it. But there are more the stuff that you guys produce. Respect the Japanese. The Japanese market offer to me, so I prefer you guys in some way. So thank you.
Hey,
That's good to hear.
Considering how hard manga has taken over here in the
Yes.
U.S. To hear
Yeah.
somebody say that they love U.S. style comics, that's awesome.
No. It's too much. It's too much. It's more. It's bad. It's for me. Of course, it's totally personal, because I have my girlfriend that prefer anime, of course, but I prefer you guys because I don't know. Every single time I know Andrew show and a lot of comics, a lot of cartoons. I always waiting for you guys. They're coming out with something new, because from Japan I always see something that is like deep fry again and again in the same oil. So I don't like that stuff. I like something totally new. I'm find out that the mainstream of the mainstream, South Park, the last season, I totally fall in love with that. And it's something that I was growing with too. So I don't want to go off politics, don't worry. But I say every single time from Japan, I expect the next season, the next chapter of the manga, the same deep oil fry with the same oil.
Yeah.
From you guys,
Oh.
every season it will be totally different. And for me, it's a surprise, it's a present for me. And I love you guys about that.
Yeah, that is true. And also, if you go to the store
Yeah,
and you look at the manga section,
yeah,
everything is uniform. It's very
Yes.
nice. You look at
yeah.
where the United States comic books are, and it is a train wreck. Everything's different sizes, all different formats, which you love. I mean, it's nice, but I'm saying sometimes it can be a detriment, because the manga is all orderly and nice,
Yeah,
whereas
no,
they're
but,
just whatever.
they always talking like the same languages as a artistic way in artistic field. You when you draw a manga, when you draw an anime, it's like the same stuff. That I don't like. Of course, it's not always like that. Of course, sometimes a pearl emerge. Okay, as we say in Italy, I don't want to say it's best stuff, but from the shit, a flower up is not from the
Yeah,
diamond nothing grow. Okay, this
yeah.
is our way to say in Italy, but it's like that from you guys. Sometimes you can there be a lot of stuff, okay, but everything is popping up. I always think like it's something super new, super innovative, super progressive. In from anime, it's like I'm searching for something that it can break the wall from the market, and everybody fall in love with that, and everybody will buy that manga, will see that anime, and I don't like that kind of. Sorry, I'm going too political. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
You're fine.
I got some questions. Your
Yeah,
style
yeah,
is
yeah.
extremely unique. Now, when I
Thank you.
read the book, you did say that your parents teased you that you were drawing puppets.
Yeah.
Where did this develop from?
Yeah, the problem is that when I always starting with how I approach to my style is always complicated because I have literally one example that I starting to draw and copy when I was a little kid, like 6 years old,
Yeah,
and it was something like it's super famous here in Italy. It's Bombicini Suntruppen. It's something like a satiric comic. Comic book talking about Second World War. Okay, WW2. Okay, and so I started to because I don't get what she was actually saying. It was a satire about World War II, but I didn't get it because I was so tiny, I was so little that I just love the way he starting to draw that character, and I say, oh, that's so funny, I like that, I like the way he drew the puppets, and the puppets, as you said, and so I started copying that, and then I level up, seeing like the Disney stuff, Donald Duck, Mickey
yeah,
Mouse, okay, a little bit, but Donald Duck the most. Yeah,
uh,
DuckTales. DuckTales was
yeah,
one of
Oh
my
yeah.
favorite
yeah,
cartoon, and I didn't see it on TV. I see it on my old, tapes. Yeah,
yeah.
Oh
VHS,
yeah.
the old one, because we are talking about 90. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'm not that young. I'm not that old. Okay, but I have this tail, and I love the way. I have to figure out how Scrooge. Scrooge is in English, right?
Yeah,
Because we
Uncle
call it
Scrooge.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, Donald
What do
Duck
you
we
call
call
him?
it in different. In Italy, it's totally different. But the more that I digging in about Disney art style, the more about I learn also the way that you call them Scrooge is Zio Paverone here in Italy. I know it's totally
Oh,
strange, sorry. And so I started to copy that. I started to copy that, and I say, this is awesome. I love the way they acting. I love the way they draw, and I can feel what they feel inside of the. Okay, Ducktail in the movie, in the cartoons, and also inside of the comics, I can feel without reading, not a single word. I can understand what they are, what they actually they're going to say, what is they behave, what is they feeling, just looking at the god picture. So I said that it's awesome. I want to be like that. I want to be like that drawing people who can just a lot, just a couple of line, and you get how this character are acting, are feeling.
Yeah.
So it was awesome. I starting to copy a lot of DuckTales, okay, a lot of the I told you Donald Duck and Scrooge, and then I passed the middle age when I was like in high school, and I was a little bit punkish, okay, and I starting to find this kind of underground comic drawer here in Italy. That don't worry about it because it's not super Italian. They took from French and American because Andrea Pazienza took from Moebius from French, and Moebius took from the Moebius is super famous. Everybody knows them. Moebius, you know. Yeah, of course. It's like the first class of comics art. Okay, and actually, it took from the Western comics drawing you guys in the US. So I like starting to see that. I like to see this pattern. Okay, and I started to study with that, and I jump on like in the early century, so 2021. I know sorry about the numbers in English is a little complicated. 2001, 2002, 2008, when I was a little bit more young, more older, and I started to find like Scott Young and of course, and like Guillory with Chew. Chew is is
Yes,
a
I know
comics
Chew.
that you know that know that because it's something that you can spot in my style. You can spot a little bit. I'm not copying that, of
Now that
course.
you
I'm not
say
copying
it,
that.
now
Yeah,
that you
because
say
my
it, I
way.
see the influence.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm like my way of thinking is like put everything. It's like a. This is so obvious metaphor. Okay, you put like it's a recipes. You take the ink from that, the acting from that, the color from that, and you put inside in these recipes, and you start melting everything together, mixing everything together, and you pop up with a new style. I was thinking of something like that. So about Chu and Guillory, it was like my 40% of my style. I said I love the way he's making something comics like his pop art, punk art, and talking about something like so cruel, so rough, so dark, and sci-fi. You read it, sci-fi, and a cannibal detective who has to eat something for thinking about all the history about what he was eating. So it's fucked up as a story, and I like the way. Yeah. I like the way he can manage to describe this story with that style that is look like a little bit more street art. Okay, and I like that. And I grew up with the old. The elder teachers like Moebius and Andrea Pazienza here in Italy. Sorry about Andrea Pazienza because I know I'm not. Is not so famous outside of Italy. And
who was this again? Who was this?
Andrea Pazienza, Paz, Paz, Z, as you said, Z in English. Yeah. Paz, and I know it's something that is totally Italian, but it is bring a lot of from Moebius, so it's fine to search Moebius for searching his style. And so I like to mix it up, all this stuff, and I continuously mix it up because Scott Young and Jorge Corona, for example, who is making Globo right now. I see on Instagram, he's starting to make with DC Lobo. And Lobo, I love a lot, a lot of that kind of. Sorry, and a lot from DC, right? Of Lobo is like an anterior that I love so much, and I'm so proud. I'm so proud. Sorry, I'm so happy that Jorge Corona started to draw him because I love the style as he drew, and so I mix it up inside of this big plate, okay, and trying to pop it up something new. Like I tried to do with Shockheaded Peter. Coming back to the Shockheaded Peter.
Yeah.
One thing about. Oh, go ahead, Rook. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I think the art style that you've created for Shockhead and Peter, I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
After you tell me your influences, I'm looking at the art again and I'm going, I see it.
Yeah.
But it's so nicely done in an original way.
Yeah.
You have to tell me those influences for me to see them. So
Exactly.
kudos
Yeah,
to you.
no, but because I don't like, because there's a lot of people. I don't want to trigger nobody. I don't want to make like, like the rapper do. I don't know. There's a word to say that I'm mocking you because you're done that in the rapper.
Imitating.
In the rapper. Huh?
Imitating.
Yeah, no, yeah. I don't want to say that some people are imitating that, but I don't like that you have to copy exactly that kind of out or that you like it. I know that it is a masterpiece. I know that, I don't know. Of course, I like Scotty Young. I say Scotty Young is the best one that I have had. I love Scotty Young. So I started copying exactly as Scotty Young. No, this is bad. It's like AI is doing. you know, you have to mix up. You have to mix up all of the things that you see, and the best way to look at social media is that you can find a lot of people that are not so famous, are not so inside of the comics market, but you like that line that he make in that particular illustration in that particular day you post that particular post. I like that line. I will use a little bit, then use another one. I said I like that kind of color and shadow we've put inside of the line art of on you take that and you put inside of your fucking recipes that I want to say, and you mix together and you pop up with something new. That is the way that we can beat AI. Sorry, sorry, it's political again.
So, one thing in Shockheaded Peter that I want to talk about.
Yeah,
your figure work, your characters are wonderful. They're beautiful.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
There are a lot of cartoonists that just basically they concentrate on the figures and everything else is kind of not there. Yours, all your incidental items, tables, jars, items, wagons, clothing.
Yeah.
Everything is there. And it's a fully realized environment. What is it like when you get the script?
Yeah, the script.
Taking the thing out and breaking it down and then adding all this stuff in there. How do you approach this?
Yeah, the script. I love my scripter, of course, Jessica and Eden. Thank you very much, because they describe the scenes. And as I said, because we are working together like 4 years since now, maybe, because the first chapter it was like 4 years ago, yeah, and then we paused like a couple of years, 1 year, and then we started again. But the first thing that I asked them was I like the way you described, and of course the Bible always there, talking about the environment, the feeling, and of course you are to build a new world, because you see it. Shockheaded Peter is something like a little bit solar punk. Solar punk, it's something a little bit solar punk, but it's not too much, because a lot of people who are making solar punk is just to say, this is solar punk, this is the best way to. No, it's just something in the background. In the background, you don't have to focus on that. You have to focus on the fucking story where I told it to you, with the character and everything. Okay, so solarpunk is something in the background and doesn't have to influence your way to see and to read the story. So about the backgrounds and the jar and everything, it was outside, as you told me. I started to figure out something that it can be like. Something of course, in the European way, because Shockheaded Peter is something from a fable, European fable. So the mood have to be like in Europe, okay? Yeah. And then I try to make it a little bit like you feel you feel at your home. Okay, you don't have to feel like in another world. You have to feel like it's something that it can happen to you. So I try to mix something more. Okay, this is the best way to say it. You have to think something that is modern and try to mix it up with something that is old, something that is fit perfectly with the way of a fable, German fable, because Shockheaded Peter is a German fable, have to fit. So you have to mix it up so people can not feel so disoriented. I don't know how to feel it.
Yeah, that's
To say disoriented, okay. And in the same time, it have to be something that okay, we are talking about something that is not proper in my town. It's something that is a fable. It's a fable way. Fable is one of comics that I.
Oh yeah.
Fable's a good comic. Yep.
They make something like that when they make they are talking about the fable land, and then they go back to the modern era. Okay, to the modern place, and they mix it up, something like that, but inside they mix it up a little bit more. Okay.
Wow. I have another question I've been wanting to ask
Sure.
before I even met you. In Shockheaded Peter, what we read were 2 books. In each book, there was a 2-page spread. And when I read this, and I talked to the writers about this, these kind of things can be beautiful, but also confusing. And especially one, you're following the character through a town, through the villa.
Oh, the chase.
Yeah, the
You're following.
That page,
you,
the double splash page with all of the arrow that are going.
Yeah.
Now, I've read many comics where the creators try to do something like this.
Yeah.
You easily get lost. I mean, it can turn into confusing mess. Now, I told them it's amazing you can convey that much information in a 2-page spread, complicated like that, but yet my eye knew where to go.
Yes.
My mind, I never got confused, and it's a lot of information. And my question is, now, when I talked to them, they were explaining they laid everything out. They're script writers. They know what they're doing. But I keep trying to picture myself getting this script and thinking, they want me to do what? How did you approach this, my friend?
Okay. So we have a lot to say. First thing first, I have to say something. When Jessica and Ethan always say, he did all of the art, he did all of it, everything is from me, it's kind of a lie. Okay, a little bit. Okay, why I told that? Because when we are when we draw with that particular page, double space page with all of the arrow, I remember the scripts. Okay, and it was a lot of confusing. I read that all much, and I don't lie to say that I use ChatGPT not to make the plan, of course, to translate it, because it's not my first language, it's English. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
And there was a lot of stuff. I said, can you translate me? Because I have fear to mistranslating this stuff. I have a lot of fear to mistranslate this stuff. Okay. Can you help me? Okay, he translate. I said, okay, maybe I figure it out. I make something just because I knew it will not pass. It will not be comprehensible when I will the first thing that I draw. I always sketch very quickly and very rough because I know it will be a total mess. So I make something that I think they made something like a page with just my pencil to show how I made that page.
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay. I remember that. So I make something like that and I send to them. And from there, we starting a ping pong. I don't know how to say it. A ping pong. Yeah. It's like back and forth. And forth. I have to put this first panel here, and then I put a little bit more. No, you put this panel here, and then you put here, and then they are good. And it was like I don't know, a week, maybe less, maybe like 5 days, something like that. And we starting to figure out the best way how the reader have to see the double splash page, because we figured out like the way a comic reader starting to read a page is like from the left to the right, then go down, then you go from the left to the right. So we started to think, okay, the balloons, the panels, and everything inside of the background, that is the whole town. We have to find out the way that when he's starting to draw from left to right, the first thing is spot when he go to the left to the right. So we say, okay, you see these balloons, then the arrow, then the balloons, then the arrow, then the paper, the panel, then the arrow, and he go back inside of there, and we. This is a process that we back and forth say, this is good, this is bad, this is good, this is bad, like 5 days. So it's nothing from out of the blue. It's something that we starting to think like, this is the best way, this is not. I starting to inking the rough when I was pretty sure it was something that we can read. It was definitely okay. It was something that I can color with that. So I started inking and I said, okay, this is fine. And with the color, it's starting again another process that is just a little bit faster, because the color was a little bit faster to put the arrows and everything. We said, okay, let's put the arrow with this color and they will follow. Of course, this is something that in the movies you don't feel, but they always used to. When you see a movie, you can see that a lot of things that the director want you to see is like in that side of the TV or of the cinema, and they try to push you to look at that. And it's a trick that in the storyboard is more easier to learn, because when you make storyboard you find these tricks like, I want to see that balloon who's flying in the sky, okay, and you look at that and said, okay, let's make everything very smoothly inside like a I don't know how to say it in English, like a painting that you are drawing. Okay, this is just like this guitar. Okay, like this guitar is here. If I'm here, you're looking at the guitar or the painting. So your focus is on that.
Composition.
So if you use this trick inside of the double splash page, it will be easy. And starting to think about where is left and right, it will be easy to help the reader to read it. Okay, so sorry, it was a mess. It was a mess. My English is not.
No, you're fine. Just try to imagine us trying to do a show in Italian.
No, my Italian is even worse because I'm from south of Italy, so my accent is a little bit more. It's like you from, I don't know, Texas. I don't know, from south of.
Yeah.
From south of. Okay, yeah, okay.
You get them deep southern accents.
Yeah. It's like that. It's like that.
So I'm gonna reiterate what Don said. That 2-page spread where the kids are chasing with the arrow and I like stopped when I got to that page, and I blew it up full screen on the computer, and I was just looking at it. I'm just following arrows and looking around. I wasn't even reading. I'm just looking at the awesomeness of that piece of that page.
Oh, thank you very much.
I had a lot of fun, and I know Don did too, reading that page.
Thank you very much, you guys. I have to say a fun fact about the page, but you never get. A lot of friends of mine from here to Rome, in Rome, will understand it. There is an Easter egg, but it's something that only my friends here in Rome will understand, because if they zoom a little bit, they will spot there one place of all of the houses and stuff that are there. There will be. Okay, I will say it because maybe, I don't know. I think they are coming out soon. So it's a place like, it's a pub here that I used to go. Okay, and I put
Oh.
the name of it inside of all of the house there because it's a place that all will go there. And I said, okay, let's put that pub there. And I said to the pub, I said, oh, awesome, I'm in America right now.
That's I love that when cartoonists throw in personal items, something that means something to them.
Yeah,
like
this is all of the purpose of drawing.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's just fun.
Yeah.
The one thing on this show, we have a blog, and everything we talk about on the blog will be there.
Mhm.
Now, I purposely, when we talked about Shockheaded Peter before, even though I mentioned the 2-page spreads, I didn't put either one of them on. They're not going to be on this episode either because you should read the book.
That's right. Anybody listening, go get the book if you want to see it.
Right, but the
Yeah,
2-page
you have
spreads,
to get it.
yeah, 2-page spreads are in the book only. You're not going to see them with us. So, the second one, the 2-page spread was it was a school, it was a library, and I absolutely love that. How you got the second deck, the upper deck going around with all the books and stuff like that, and down at the bottom was tables and chairs. It was a schoolroom, and I'm looking at this.
Yeah, you're talking about the first chapter, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'm getting some of it confused, but yeah, it was the other one.
Yeah, the
2-page spread. But what blows my mind was the thinking and the design, and there was no lazy drawing in it. You drew everything like it was the most important part of the story. I take my hat off to you because that's a lot of work, and a lot of people will draw part of it and concentrate on one part. The rest of it's kind of there. I can see sweat in everything you did on those 2 pages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You worked your butt off on those pages.
Oh, sorry. The connection is just a little bit lagging.
Oh.
So, no. I listen about what you said. You're talking about the way that I put a lot of details inside of the right. Okay.
Yes.
The fact is that when I talk because you talk about something in the first chapter, right? Not the second, the first chapter.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
The thing is that there passed a lot of years from the first chapter, and I found out that I really enjoy drawing details. Okay, and it's something that in the second chapter is more. You can see it more. Okay, let's say it like that. In the first chapter, I always have the feeling that making the environment and making everything around the character who are acting inside inside of the scenes. Okay, is the scenes making all of the environment beside is helping to told the story, is helping to the people who are acting. So sometimes making something more detail behind the character help the people acting. So and also it's fun to draw.
Oh, yeah.
This is the simple stuff. It's really fun to draw. And the second chapter, and I finished all of the. I like finishing all of the last pages of the second chapter. I enjoyed more because I don't know why I don't know why some comics drawer focusing of the face and acting. I get it. It's fun. It's fun to draw the faces and the expression and the feelings that they are. But beside, there are fucking words. Literally the word and everything inside of the story that is helping the people acting. If you don't draw besides a lot of details that helping acting the character, you're just focusing on it's like a reel on TikTok. You're just focusing on like 2 seconds and a goodbye. No, you have to wait a little bit and thinking about all the environment, because sometimes the environment is is more important than the people is acting. Sometimes a shot, and this is kudos of Jessica and Ethan, that sometimes they focusing on kudos. I use the kudos because I just learned about kudos. It's something in new English. So I want to use them more often than I can. Okay.
There you go.
So kudos of Jessica and Eden, because they know that the environment. I think because they are scripted of something like movies and series, because I see on the social media, and I like that they understand the importance of the details in behind. And more, the fun fact is that the comics is more the comics drawer is the master of doing that. You know why? Because you can stare on the fucking panel. You can see it, and nobody. You can skip it. You can lost it because you have to follow the scene. You have to follow the actor acting. You can stare that and see it for 30 minutes, 2 minutes, whenever, all the time that you have. You can put in that panel. So you can contemplate. Okay, it's too much. Maybe I don't want to be such an artist, but you can see it, and spot all of everything is around. And in fact, sometimes I buy comics just because of the way they are. The director is going. The director, the photography. I don't know how to say it, but the way of the director is going. The camera. The camera is
camera.
shooting every single scene. Okay, I love that. And sometimes maybe the story is a little bit weak, but the way of the shoot are done inside of director in that comics, I really appreciate it, because it describes more than the actor, the character, are acting or no. So sometimes I'm focusing more on the background, answering to your question. Sometimes I'm more focusing on the background, because sometimes it's useful for the story. I don't want to be like this is the major comics drawer in the world. No, I don't want to like that. I think this is the way that the comics drawer are. You have to buy some comics that you find out there is indie, there is mainstream is fine, but the way that you have to focus in that is waste your money is looking at the photograph, the director, the shot, how they put the character inside of the environment. That is the way that you feel, this is worth my money. That is because they are thinking about the way is telling your story with all of the environment behind. They're helping the people acting, the character acting.
Yeah.
So sorry about my English, of course.
No,
No,
you're
no
fantastic.
I hope that you understand it.
No,
Yeah, I
really,
understood all. It's fantastic.
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Really, what I'm getting from you on this is that you're treating the environment, the background, as part of the characters in this story.
Of course,
And
yeah.
and you should, because it's such a rich environment that you've drawn for the background, for the city that everything is taking place in. I'm not an artist. I don't draw. I write.
No, I don't care. The important is you are a comics reader.
Exactly.
That is the important, because you are
And
the final
that is what I want my
people.
artists to do. I want my artists to treat
Yeah,
everything like
exactly.
a character. So
That
thank
is the
you for
important.
doing that for those of us that are sitting here reading it
Okay,
and not
thank-
just seeing characters on a white background.
yeah.
You've created a beautiful environment for us to read through and play in and go back a couple pages and look at the buildings again. I had a lot of fun looking at all of this art because it is everywhere. You don't do
it's-
that cardinal sin of here's the character's head just talking. Yeah, you put something back there for us to look at beyond just a head.
It's more strength the story when you have something like that. You can enjoy more.
Yes.
If you buy something like 50 pages, it become 100 pages just because of that. Okay, sorry about flexing. No, I don't want to flex. I don't want to flex.
Flex, please, because you
yeah,
should.
no. Yeah, no, I don't want to make like that because I know because I probably some of my teachers from my school here will hear about this conversation. I don't want to make too much because they say, "Hey, hold your horses, my friend."
Yeah, but that's what our teachers are for, to put her back in our place a little bit, right?
I do have another question. How do
Sure,
you
sure.
work?
Yeah, sure. I forgot. After if it's about background, I have to say something that I forgot to say. But don't
Okay.
worry. Say your
Oh, go
question.
ahead.
Don't worry.
Go ahead.
No. Very quickly, very quickly. The way that I thought about my sorry, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay, the way that I thought about Baby Grunks, it was like, is this a European story? Is this a German story, a fable? Okay, so the way that I thought about the environment, like the city and everything, it was like I want to people from US because I know it was going to sell in US. Okay, so I said I want to make it like they feel like it's something that is not such they are used to because it's not something like a new city. It's something like from the old continent city and I tried to make every street very tiny, very and every place and everything inside that is look like Naples or looks like Paris is look like everything is like tiny street that they feel compressed. I said that this is the old continent for sure because I can see the tower, this chapter, the pillar and everything that it reminds me from. But in the end, when they make some scenes like the last one that I make that you will never see because it's not coming up right now. It's something that you say, oh, okay, no, this is like a street from New York. It's fine because it's like a very tiny scene that you can see the garbage, no, not the garbage, sorry, the how would you say that where you put the garbage, like the Ninja Mutar Turtle. You know Ninja Mutar Turtle from 19.
Yeah, the sewers.
Oh, yeah. The kind of streets that are a lot of or something like safety stairs from the building,
Fire
metal
escapes
safety stairs from the building, and all the stuff, and all of these details that in Europe you can't find that, but I put inside of that because I thought they are in US, so it will be more familiar about that, and also mix it up together. It will be fine something like in Europe, but is US. Mix it up. I like to mix it up, as you see.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not waste. It's good. I love you. I love your city. I really love. It's like the way to mix it up. Something that is a fable from the old continent, and describing it like it's in the new continent. It's something to mix it up together. That is my main purpose. Okay, sorry. You can ask me a question.
That was a really good insight too. I like that.
Yeah,
I did feel the world that you drew was exactly what needed to be.
Yeah.
My question is, how do you work? Do you work on computers? Do you work pen to paper? How? Tell us your process, please.
The first things that I started to do sometime when the first I see Shockheaded Peter, it was like I want to make on paper with proper pencil and ink, because I said it's more warm. As I said once, it's like when you do a handmade drawing, is like you feel like more warm. The drawing is more warm. I don't know how to say. Warm is I think this is perfect fix the feeling that you to describe it. And then I started to realize that I can make the same feelings with the digital, and also I can make more faster. So I starting to make like everything in digital, and also it was of course the main way to make it digital, because you have the deadline. You can, for making something handmade, you have to make the double and maybe more, the triple time to finish it. Okay, so the way that I approach on myself, that I didn't show to Jessica and Ethan, it was handmade just for myself, just to feel how it is with a proper pencil and a proper ink. Then I started to make everything in digital, trying to bring that warm feelings that I have on paper with pencil and ink inside of the digital. And I could do it. It was not difficult if I use the good brushes and the same way that I make character. For make character, you take the pencil and you start in drawing with the guideline, the force line for making acting. Okay, for the body, make acting. I started to make this on paper, okay, and I found out that I can make the same way that I make with on paper inside of the iPad. I use the iPad right now. I use the Procreate. I use Procreate and Clip Studio. If you want to be inside of the details, okay, Procreate for drawing and Procreate Studio for the SFX and balloons and other stuff to fix it all the pages. Okay, so I started to make Procreate, and I see if I use the same method that I use for making on paper inside of the iPad Pro, it will feel like the same worm that I feel. So I make sketchy stuff, sketchy scene, sketchy character inside of Procreate, and then I put the ink on that. I make a lot of sketchy, because if I'm going to draw too many details, when I'm going to ink, it will be like cold. I don't know how to say it, but I focus too much on details that everything of the scene inside of that panel, it gets lost, because there's a lot of details that are useless for the reader to see it. Okay, something that I've done in the first chapter is like that. In the second chapter, I try like a balance of that. I try to put more details, but in a way that I draw, like putting the paper on the iPad on the same side that it should be for someone who is reading it like on paper. Because I said, if I have my comics on paper and I read it, I will never go so much on the details that I can zoom in. So I'll try to stay in the same side a little bit more, maybe in the same side that a reader can see it. So I put the details, important details, in that side. So it will be not super details, and the same times it will be a little bit sketchy, that kind of sketchy that people I see a lot of people on Instagram that like a lot of people who making a sketch, very fast sketch, and said, this is cool, and then he put the final result with ink and color, and I said, no, I don't like it anymore. Why? because it's of the feeling of worms that I'm saying to you. So I'm trying to put something like that in the middle way. Okay, balance. Okay, that kind of feeling, and drawing it like it was a proper paper. Okay, a proper paper with a proper panel, and I started to sketching, not too much, and inking in the same side. And then when I'm going to color, I started to think maybe I have to use more brushes, like not just one for making a shadow and light. No. I have to use more than one, because it feel like more real, like more handmade. Yeah. So I tried to put all of this stuff together. And I think in the second chapter, more than the first one, because the first one is a little bit sketchy. I see it recently, and I feel like no, it's better the second one. I know it's fine. It's not a guilty. It's not guilty. I like the first chapter, of course. I like that first chapter, but I find a way in the second chapter that is more concerned about my feeling on drawing stuff. And I said, okay, this is the best balance to use a lot of brushes for the color, the ink with the sides, and the sketch stuff in that way, super sketchy, that when I ink it is more natural. Okay, that is all my process about that. And then in the last time is like I put on Clip Studio and I put the balloons and SFX in the same way, drawing the SFX like screaming or other stuff,
Yeah.
and balloons, because there's a proper program that is super cool on the Clip Studio that I like, that you can move and put all of the font that you can find on the internet. So this is my way to approach a page.
That's amazing. That's
Thank you.
absolutely amazing. I thought you were drawing it on pen and paper and then scanning it and putting it through the computer to do the colors and the effects.
We are
It
close.
has a-
We are close. I found a way to save some times.
Right. A lot of times I found when people draw directly on the computer, it's kind of sterile, kind of static and sterile.
It doesn't
Yours
have the
is,
warmth like he was talking about.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
his
it's
is
the-
full
it's
of life. You have motion, you have movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has kinetics. It's busy, it's just bursting, which is hard to do. I take my hat off to you.
It's like when you make something on plastic and something is made on wood. When you
Yeah.
make something on wood like an artisan, it feel like warm and cool, and
Yes.
and you make on plastic with the 3D printer, and it's like it's cool, it's sterile. You say it's sterile. Someone
Yes.
of you guys is sterile. Yeah, it's like that. Is the difference? And I try to use the useless. Sorry, the useless. The good things about the digital and good things about the handmade stuff, and try to use it together, because I'm a little bit pragmatic. I'm not like a romantic comics artist. I said, no, everything is handmade. Everything is with watercolor. Everything is with the ink and pure. No. I know that deadlines are real. I know that if you want to make a big story, you have to do it a little bit faster than you do with your watercolor. I used to draw with watercolor, of course, but I know that the deadlines are short. So you have to find a way to put inside together. It's not. I don't think it's super hard to think. I think it's something that is natural for someone who wants to live with the comic drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I take my hat off to you because honestly, knowing that you do everything digital, I'm going back and I'm zooming in on pages now as we're talking.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
But,
No,
but
it's
I'm
not.
still seeing this beautiful sketch art
Yeah.
style. I mean, if you put this down in front of me and told me, does this artist draw digital or traditional pen and paper? I would sit there and look at this and go, well, this is paper. There's
Yeah.
no way this is digital.
I'd say that too. I'd say
Yeah.
that
Thank
too.
you.
Beautiful.
No, thank you. As I told you, I try to make that feel for the reader. So
Fantastic.
Nice.
Unfortunately, we're coming to the end of this. Giuseppe, I got to tell you, this has been a lot of fun talking to you. You have
thank you.
such a
Sorry
passion.
if I have this stuff that I speak too much.
No.
Oh,
This
you're
If
show
you have
is
some
all about
questions,
you and letting our listeners find out about you, and it has been a fantastic show. You've been smiling this whole time. You have been excited
Yeah,
to
yeah.
talk. This is what we live for, is to find people who work in comics with love and passion, and you have it, man. You have it in spades.
Yeah, I mean, the best way to live your life, of course, it's my personal view, is the way that you have the power to create life. You are literally the power to create life. Beside of the reality, this is a plus, because you can create life. Okay, it's fine. No, you can make more than the reality you can find on the world. So this is a superpower to draw. And I want to be the best that I can. So I try to improve myself, of course, because I don't like the stuff that I'm doing right now. I know Shockheaded is fantastic. I love it. But I know that in a couple of years from now, I will say, no, the new one is better. Because it is always like that. I'm trying to improve the more, because I'm a human being. I'm not born with all the knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Giuseppe, for our listeners, where online should they go to find your work and start following you across social media?
It's like Sabe SABE_89 art. Okay, it always be difficult to say it, and of course you can say in a more difficult way Giuseppe Sabe Di Stefano in the Facebook. But I prefer Instagram because I noticed that Instagram is a more like Zoomer way. I don't know how to say.
Yeah.
I'm with you on the preference for Instagram. Don't
Yeah,
forget,
no.
everybody. We'll have links to all of this stuff on the website, on the blog. Go check that out. You're going to be able to find him. Beautiful art. Is there anything else that you want to ask Don before we unfortunately end this episode?
No, you've been very gracious. You've answered everything I had.
Sorry if I interrupt you too much. Sorry.
No, never apologize for that. You've been absolutely outstanding. So,
thank you.
This has been a nice time, actually.
Well, once again, the book is called Shockheaded Peter, and you guys definitely want to go check this out. But until next time, everybody,
read
more
comics.
You can hear our most recent 20 episodes on iTunes. If you would like to hear our older episodes, you can find them on our blog. Just go to bunchofdorks.com and click on the Cyclops.
Joe Dimension can be found on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. If you like what you hear, you can subscribe, rate, leave a review, tell a friend, or like us on Facebook. Thanks for listening.
If you would like to be part of the show, draw a fake comic book cover and we'll use it to promote our new episodes online.
If you'd like to promote your music, send us your MP3 and you can have a musical spotlight on the show. Plus, we'll add you on a link on our music page.
We have t-shirts designed available for you, so you can find them on the sidebar of the blog. Listen to the show, wear the shirt.